Good morning. My name is Jalal, and I will be teaching you Q Skills for Success, Book 4. I'll be teaching you listening starting from Unit 1. Now, in Unit 1, you have the title, What Makes a Good Leader? Now, this question is very, very simple. What makes a good leader? A leader is someone that leads, for example, a company, someone that leads a class, someone who leads a business. It can also be sports. Now, question 1. It states right here, have you ever been a leader? For example, have you ever been in charge of a group at school or have been a captain of a team, a sports team? If so, what challenges did you face as a leader? Now, this question is very, very simple. At one point, every person has become a leader. It could be whether a sports team, for example, back in England, I was a captain of the football team and the cricket team in high school. Now, you have a lot of responsibilities as being a school leader, being a good leader in the team. Your job is to motivate people, to push them, make sure you ask them what they want and what is the team trying to aim for. For example, a football match, your team will try to beat the other team. Now, if we're losing, let's say 3-0, 3 goals we're losing by, I will tell the team, if we lose now, we won't go further. That will be motivation to push the team forward. The challenges you face is you have to make sure every person on the team performs very well. Perform meaning they do their job. In football, all they have to do is defend, save goals, pass, and shoot and score goals. It's that simple. In a business, for example, personally, I haven't been a leader of a business yet. I've been a manager before, but I've never been the leader, for example, a principal. Now, let's say in a university, a leader within the university would have things that he's responsible for. For example, he has to make sure every teacher is covering every class. How can you make the university better? How can it make it better for the students? And just a really good place to study and become educated. Now, in question number 2, think of a leader you admire. What makes this person a good leader? Now, the easiest way to explain about good leaders is, again, football. Now, if you think about the team, for example, Barcelona, you have the captain who could be Messi, for example. Now, what makes Messi a good leader is because he understands every single player. He understands them. He knows the strengths, what the players are good at, and the weaknesses, and what the players are bad at. That's basically what I like about Messi. He's very easygoing. He's very positive, and he's a very hard worker on the football team of Barcelona, for example. Now, on picture 3, it says here, identify the leader. What quality makes this person an effective leader? So you can see this is a summit. All the people within the country, for example, or it can be a world summit. The world summit will be from each person from every country come together and how to negotiate or make deals with other countries. How could they benefit other countries? What did they bring to the other countries? Any cures, any research, anything. And that efficiently makes a good leader. A good leader understands other people. If you understand other people, then ultimately you will understand, they will understand you and what you want to do. Okay? So what makes a good leader? The answer is very, very simple. What makes a good leader is understanding. The person has to be very understanding. Remember, if I'm the leader of a class, my students, I'm trying to make them become like me. They can't be like me, but they can try to. They have different qualities. They have different things like strengths and weaknesses. For example, some students might not be as hardworking, and some students might be very hardworking. My job is to make sure the students become hard workers. And that's what makes a good leader. You have to be understanding, you got to be caring, you got to push the people that you work with and make them motivated in what they're doing, whether it's a football team, whether it's in class, whether it's in business, and primarily that's it. What makes a good leader? That's it. That's how simple Unit 1 is, okay? Now, what I want you to do, guys, is understand page 2 first of the questionnaires of how to become a leader. Next, we're going to go on to the video vocabulary. Now, guys, if you want to take 1 minute on page number 3, we're on page number 3, okay? So, what I want you to do is pause the video. I want you to watch this video. This video is a person who owns, not owns eBay, sorry, he's the president of eBay. And it shows you the challenges he faced when he started working for eBay. Every leader goes through failures. And we talked about this in book 3. How can we learn from our success and failures? Now, that's very, very important. I think that was unit 6 in book 3. Now, this is talking about the president of eBay. He's talking about his journey through eBay, what he had to change, what things he went wrong on, and what he learned from the mistakes. Remember, you can learn from success only a little, but you learn more from failures. Now, as soon as you watch this video on page number 3, pause the video and watch this video first. Then go through these 3 vocabulary, okay? Now, there's 3 words. You got decline. Decline means when something is going up and then goes down, for example, okay? So decline is simply things are going down. A continuous decrease in number, value, or quality, etc. of something, okay? For example, if we said there's a decline in teachers in Saudi Arabia, that means there is less teachers in Saudi Arabia. If we talk about salaries, your wages, how much money you get paid for work, again, decline means that the money is going down. Now, that's decline. Now we got word number 2, gut check moment. Now, a test of one's courage, character, or determination. Now, as most of you students know that I'm a teacher in the university already, now you do have them gut check moments. I don't have it in class, but I have it when it's a very, very big thing or very important thing, okay? When you have to be the leader, you will have the gut check moments where you get tested on your courage, how brave you are, okay? How is your character? Are you determined? Determination. Are you focused on what you're doing, okay? So that is a gut check moment. It's analyzing yourself throughout the process. So that is gut check. And you've got the last word, which is viral. So viral is used to describe a piece of information, a video, an image, etc. that is sent rapidly over the internet from one person to another. Now, a lot of students, they have social media. You have Snapchat, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Twitter. So you will see maybe a meme, maybe a video, maybe even an audio clip that might go viral, something funny, okay? It might be something funny, might be something motivating, might even be a very good event that happened in football, for example. Let's say Ronaldo scored a goal and it went viral, okay? Now, that's what viral means. It's when one person sends the video, the meme, even a goal, for example. It goes from one person to the other, and that's when it goes viral. Now, you have YouTube as well. Most videos do go viral on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter. These are the 3 common places, okay? Now, this is the explanation for all 3 words in the video vocabulary. Now, if you want to really, really understand that, if you want, open the dictionary and just go through these words. Just until you understand them, okay? And it's very good to use in the speaking test, I would definitely say. Now, as soon as you watch this video, you've understood these words, I want you to go on to page number 4, please, okay? Go on to page number 4 on book 3. Now, what we're going to be talking about is the note-taking skill. Now, this is what I call the yellow box. Now, whoever's been inside my classrooms, I always tell you one thing. Yellow boxes, that means something important. Without this yellow box, if you don't understand this, you can't answer the rest of the questions. And that is a big issue. So you need to sit there, understand it first, and then move on, okay? Now, on the yellow box, it says note-taking skill, using a chart to organize notes about main ideas. Now, the chart is very simple. All you have to do is make a line straight on the bottom, and then make a line in between. Here you've got topic, and then you've got main ideas and key phrases. Charts are a useful way to organize your notes on a presentation. Using a chart to list main ideas can help you understand how a presentation is organized and can help you identify the speaker's most important points. To organize your notes about main ideas, divide your page into 2 columns. So 1 column, and you got 2 columns. Use the left column to show how the presentation is organized. This column, the first one, which is the topic, you're going to be organizing what you're going to be talking about, okay? What topics are you going to be talking about? In this case, it's talking about motivating teams. So you have the first way. The next thing would be the second way, or maybe the third way, or the next way, and the last way, for example. You can also write any keywords or phrases that support each main idea. Look at the example below on activity A. So, I'm not going to read the rest of it. You guys are very smart, you understand all this. So, on here you talk about ways of improving motivating teams. So that's the topic, motivating teams. Now the first way is very simple. Main ideas and key phrases. Make expectations clear. When we talk about make expectations clear, as a leader, you have to tell other people that you work with, the people who you manage, what are we trying to do today? Are we trying to make some money? Are we trying to complete some task that we have to finish, or any work that we need to finish? So we need to make the expectation clear. What do we expect here? For example, in a company, we expect to make, for example, 100,000 Riyal in 1 month. That's a pretty clear expectation. And give team a goal. The goal will be very simple. If it's 100,000 Riyal in a month, that means, for example, let's have a look. Let me pull out the calculator. So you've got 100,000. So you got 100,000 Riyal, okay? So what you want to do is divide that by 4. Or, better yet, divide it by 30. Now, 100,000 is the goal, how much a company needs to make. And then you divide by 30. 30 meaning the 30 days in a month. Equal, boom, 3,333 Riyal. That is your goal, every day. The company, every day it's open, it has to make 3,333 Riyal. That is per day. And that's how simple the goals are. And this is basically the easiest way to chart to organize notes about main ideas, okay? So the first way, the second way, the third way, the fourth way. This is the first way, and it's linked to all this main ideas and key phrases. Now, as soon as you finish that, what I want you to do is, okay, I want you to pause the video on page number, apologies, still on page number 4. Now on page number 4, question A, I want you to read all this, okay? Pause the video now and read all of this, okay? And then what I want you to do is, on question number B, you're going to be talking about here, the topics motivating teams and the main ideas and key phrases. This activity is very simple. After reading everything on question A on page number 4, I want you to put in what you think, okay? So you have the first way, the second way, and the third way. The first way is pretty simple. Again, make expectations clear. Give team a goal. Gives team a goal. Then find out what the second way is, okay? And then find out what the third way is. And that's how simple it is, really. All the answers are right here. This improves your reading as well. It doesn't improve just your listening. We're talking about your reading. So, once you've read all this, pop the answers here on question second way and third way. As soon as you finish that, boys, I want you to pause the video, finish that, okay? Now, as soon as you finish that, I want you to go on to page number 6 after you finish page 4 and 5. Now, on page number 6, we're going to start with listening 1. It's called Best of Both Worlds. On the best of both worlds, it says here, discuss the question with a partner. Now, obviously, you're working at home now, so you won't be able to use a partner. So it's going to be quite difficult. So what I want you to do is, instead of doing that, go on to question B. I want you to take your time and understand the vocabulary in this box right here. You need to understand the vocabulary. Read aloud these words for listening 1. Tick the ones you know. Use a dictionary and define any new or unknown words. Then discuss with a partner how the words will relate to the unit. Now, you've got acknowledge, you've got exemplify, negotiate, address, expert, outline, aspect, favoritism, potential, criticism, issue, and staff. Now, what I want you to do is, if you have a dictionary at home, find out the meanings for each of these words. Okay, acknowledge. I'll give you an example. The word acknowledge. It's very simple. It's when you accept someone is there, for example. Okay, so let's say there's another teacher. All right, and he said to me, Jalal, you made a mistake, and I didn't. And personally, I didn't know there was a mistake made. As soon as I see that mistake, I would acknowledge it. Okay, acknowledge means my mind has accepted it. Okay. Now, for all the students at home, if you don't have a dictionary, it's okay. Use Google. Google is your friend, okay? What I want you to do is type in on Google the meaning, okay? If it helps, write it in Arabic next to it so you can understand the word a little bit better, okay? And understand the words. Again, pause the video now, okay? Pause your video, stop it, and then understand these words. As soon as you understand these words, then what you're going to do is move on, all right? Now, these tasks are very, very simple. Listen and take notes. Now, on your Q Skills Book 4, you'll be able to listen to the audio at home, okay? So play the audio, listen to the report, and take notes on the experience each woman had when she became a friend's boss, okay? Let's say I have a friend. My friend's name is Abdul. I am the owner of the company, okay? And I employ or hire Abdul to work with me. Now, I'm talking about my friend, so who's Abdul, and we're going to be talking about the problems that we had, okay? The problems of what we faced. So, when you listen to the audio, you'll understand it a little bit more. But what I'll do is I'll help you out, okay? So pause the video, listen to the audio, and write answers down, okay, while you're going along. For the first one, it says Ginny Pitcher's experience. I'm going to give you the most simplest answer. I'm going to give you one answer, okay? Here, you're going to write down hired closest friend. Hired closest friend. That's one answer, okay? The audio is going to explain the rest of it, okay? So what you want to do is put the main idea and key phrases. Ginny Pitcher's experience, which is a girl. You've got Carly Drum's experience, which again is a girl. And then you got Tori Delaney's experience, and you're going to explain each of these, okay? As soon as you finish that, what I want you to do is go on to page number 7. Now, I want you to pause the video. Finish activity A first on page 6. Pause the video and finish activity A. Once you finish this and understand each person's experience, then you can go on to question number B. Question B is quite simple. It says here, use your notes to match each person with a step she took when she became a friend's boss. Now, you got Jenny, you got Carly, and you got Tori, okay? Now, question A, 1, 2, and 3, you're going to match it up with A, B, or C. So, for example, you're going to put in A, B, or C here according to what you heard on the audio on question number A. For example, I'll help you with the first answer. Now, question number 1, Ginny Pitcher. What experience does she have? The answer for me, if you listen to the audio, it says she acknowledged there would be a change in the friendship and talked with her friend about the challenges they might face. It's very simple. Now, Ginny knew if she hires her friend to work for her, there might be problems, and they need to accept that. Remember, when you have your best friend, your friend relationship outside of work is different than when your relationship inside work. If you have a bad relationship outside work, you do not bring that into work. These are the two differences between. So number 1 would be C. Question number 2 and 3, I'll let you figure that out, okay? Once you pause the video again, finish this exercise on 1, 2, and 3. Once you've finished it, move on to question number C. Read the statements. Write true or false, then correct the false statements. What I will help you guys do is, again, the first question. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll give you the answer for number 1 to help you, okay? And then I want you to figure out number 2, 3, and 4 yourself, okay? So it says here, is it important to bring personal issues into business relationships? Is it important to bring personal issues? Issues meaning problems, okay? Your own problems at home. Your own problems at home into the business relationships. So the answer for this one would be false. If you have problems outside work, you do not bring it into work, okay? If I have family problems or if I have money problems, I do not bring that into work. Work, I believe, is work, okay? You come here, you work, you do your job, and you go home and you get paid money. That's it. Now, question number 2. I want you to write down the correct answer for this, okay? So, is it important to bring personal issues into the business relationship? Here, I would write down, for example, no, it is not important to bring personal issues into the business relationship. That would be the answer for number 1. Now, question number 2. I'm going to let you figure out the answers for these, okay? But I will tell you question number 2, 3, and 4, the true and false, okay? Number 2, a manager must outline for a friend what is expected at work. The answer for this is true. The manager must outline. Outline means basically tell the friend. What does he have to do at work? If the manager doesn't tell him, the friend doesn't know what the manager wants him to do. So the answer for this is true. I want you to write your answer down. Question number 3. A good boss should always try to show favoritism. Favoritism means picking favorites in a workplace, okay? Let's say I'm the manager. I have 5 workers. Abdul number 1, Abdul number 2, Abdul number 3, 4, and 5. I cannot pick my favorites because they're all in the same job. I have to pick nobody, okay? I have to be equal. Just like a mother and father, for example. If a mother and father has 2 boys and 2 girls, the mother and father can't tell the other children that the daughter is my favorite. The other people will feel bad, okay? They feel bad, they'll feel upset, they'll think the parents don't love them. So it's the same relationship here, okay? Obviously the boss, he can't pick favoritism. So the answer for this is false. Question number 4. The key to working with friends is developing rules and boundaries. Now, if you work with your friend, it's fine. If you work with people that are not your friends, that's fine. You need to make sure you make rules and boundaries, okay? You need to tell the other friend or the people what they want, okay? So, what you want them to do, what are the rules, what can you not do, and so on. So the answer for this is true. Again, pause the video, and I want you to just write in the answers accordingly to the question, the statements that they wrote down, okay? That's it. Once you finish that, I want you to move on to question number D. Again, we're going to listen to the audio. This one's quite simple. So you're going to listen to the audio and circle the correct answer. Now, I'm not going to help you with this. This exercise goes on to page number 7 to page number 8. So you got question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Listen to the audio and circle the answers accordingly, okay? These questions are made just in the style as a quiz or a midterm or a final paper. This is how you want to do it. When you hear the answer, circle it. If you've not heard the answer, pause go back to the audio and listen to it again and again until you get the answer, okay? Remember, I tell my students all the time, make the mistakes in the classroom, okay? Make the mistakes at home. Don't make the mistakes in the test. So that's question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, once you finish that, I want you to pause the video, finish exercise F, okay? Once you finish F on page number 7 and 8, you're going to go on to question number E. Question E is quite simple. Vocabulary. Here are some words from listening 1. Complete each sentence with the correct word. I'm only going to help you with the first one. That is it, okay? And I want you to understand these words and then put in the answers accordingly, okay? You got words like acknowledge, criticism, favoritism, outline, potential, issue, staff, negotiate, expert, exemplify, address, and aspect. Now, on question number 1, it says here, good employees take something well. Now, once you understand all these words, again, I would pause the video if I were you, okay? Pause the video for now and understand these words. Once you understand these words, this will make a lot more sense, these answers, okay? So, good employees take. The answer would be criticism. Criticism, well, okay? A good employee, a good football player, a good teacher, a good worker, whether you work in a bank, whether you work in a shopping center, a criticism has to be taken well. Criticism meaning things that are bad about you. For example, someone might say to me, Jalal, your criticism is, for example, you're too relaxed, okay? It doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either, okay? So my job is to make sure I'm not always relaxed, okay? So that's one criticism, for example. So good employees take criticism well, okay? The people that don't take criticism well are the people that can't learn. Remember, you learn from your mistakes. That's it. Now, once you finish that, I want you to pause the video, finish question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? And once you finish that, what I want you to do is go on to page number 10. Again, pause the video, take your time. Take your time to understand everything. Finish E. And once you finish that, unpause the video and go on to page number 10. On page number 10, you've got a yellow box here, okay? Again, something very important. You need to understand this. Now, this is talking about a listening skill. Now, the listening skill is listening for main ideas. When listening to a presentation, it is difficult to understand every piece of information you hear. Instead of trying to remember every detail, it is more important to identify the speaker's main ideas. These are the most important ideas that the speaker wants you to understand and remember. Guys, I want you to remember this, okay? When you listen to a presentation, the most presentation that every student listens to in this university is usually the teacher or the lecturer or the doctor, whatever you want to call it. You will listen to their lesson. And trust me, I know more than anything, it is a lot of information, okay? There is a lot of information people tell you, okay? And it's very hard to remember everything. Even for me, I personally do not remember everything that the speaker is talking about, okay? But my job is to make sure I understand what the actual idea of the topic is, okay? If I understand that, the rest makes sense. Remember, when you listen to something in a presentation, you only listen to the main ideas, okay? What is the main idea of the presentation? Let's say it's about, we'll use the example of maybe students, okay? Students, we want to improve student learning in a presentation. Now, the presentation for the student learning will be, for example, apologies, I'm trying to figure out a good example, really. Now, so the speaker's main ideas, what we could say is the students, how to improve their lessons. We focus more time on speaking. We give them more hours to be able to do listening. We make the test a little bit easier. We spend more time using real examples. So these are the main ideas, what the person talks about. Again, I'm a teacher and I don't listen to everything, okay? I'm a teacher and I'm telling you this. So I don't expect the students to be any different. Nobody listens to all of the things. We only listen to the most main important ideas, okay? Now, a speaker often states the main idea as part of the introduction. Here are some signal phrases used to introduce main ideas. What I want you to do is get your pen and circle all this for me, please. Circle all this. These are the 4 phrases that we hear that we understand what the topic is about. What is the speaker talking about? What is he presenting to us? The first one says, you can write number 1 here, today we'll focus on. The next one would be, this morning we'll consider. Number 3, today I'm going to talk about. And number 4, today's lecture we're going to look at. As soon as somebody says anything like this, what you need to understand is this is what the main idea or topic is about. Excuse me. Main ideas are often repeated or rephrased during a presentation, especially at the end. Now, the speaker will say any of these sentences first in the beginning of the presentation, and he will also say it at the end, okay? So you understand what the presentation was about. Again, the main idea. So I want you to circle this word, main ideas. After you listen and take notes, review your notes, okay? Now, once you listen to the presentation of someone talking, you want to write notes down. Only small words, not the whole thing, because the whole thing takes a lot of time. Write down the important things. That's it. Now, once you finish this, I want you to do question A. I want you to do question A, 1, 2, and 3. This is very simple. What you're going to do is question number 1, you're going to read all this here, okay? Then you circle A, B, or C. Same for question number 2, and same for question number 3 at the top there, okay? So I'll help you with question number 1. I'll read this very quickly, and then I'll tell you the answer, okay? I want you to pause it once I finish this, okay? So for most people, business meetings are boring, but they don't have to be that way. Today I'm going to give you a few tips on how to run an effective business meeting. Although not every tip might work for you, meetings don't have to put everyone in the room to sleep. It's right, yeah. Meetings are boring, okay? I go to business meetings all the time. Sometimes the business meeting is about the same thing I already know. They just make it into something new. That's the truth of things, okay? Business meetings are boring. But you have to make sure, if you're leading a meeting, make it exciting for people, okay? Make it exciting. Now, any of my students that I teach in medical, they would know, yes, sometimes the lessons, what we learn, it can be somewhat boring, it can be sometimes exciting. Now, my job as a teacher is to make it exciting all the time, okay? Make it fun. Maybe say a joke, okay? Get the students involved, okay? What do they think? Again, that helps them not make the lesson boring, okay? So the business meeting are often boring, but there are ways to make them worthwhile, okay? So the answer for this, number 1, is B. Yes, meetings are boring, okay? Even lessons sometimes are boring, but you have to, as a teacher, as a manager, you need to make them a little bit exciting. So it's fun going to the meetings. So something, maybe you tell something that you can say something in the lesson or in the meeting, something they didn't know already, okay? So question number 1, the answer is B. I want you to pause the video and finish question number 2 and 3, okay? Once you finish question number 2 and 3, I want you to go on to this bit, okay? On page number 11. Now, 11, it says here, there's a couple of boxes, apologies. There's a couple of boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the blue boxes are very simple. It says here, listen to the audio. So I want you to listen to the audio of the short presentation. As you listen, take notes in the chart. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're playing the audio, I want you to pause my video and then listen to the audio, okay? What I want you to do is, when you listen to the audio, write notes down, okay? Take your time. If you want to rewind the audio, rewind it again so you understand a little bit more, okay? This improves your listening skills. People always wonder, they always ask me, Jalal, why do we have to do these complicated things? The truth is, this is very difficult, yes. But the test is very easy compared to this. So if you can do this very easily, that means in the real test, you'll do this very quickly, okay? So find out the topic, excuse me, most important factors, first characteristic mentioned, second, and the last characteristic mentioned, okay? Listen to the audio, take your time to understand it. Once you've done it, play this video again. And now we're going to go on to page number 12. Now, on page number 12, again, we're just going to listen, we're going to talk about the vocabulary in this one, okay? We're on listening to myths of effective leadership. Myths meaning things that people say. Okay, the best way to say it. Okay, myths of effective leadership. So, excuse me. Vocabulary. Again, I want you to do the same thing that you did on page number 6. Okay, on page number 6, you're going to do the same thing that you did before. There's several words. Take your time to understand these words. Okay. Take your time to understand these words. Pause the video. Open a dictionary. Open Google. If you have to translate it, okay? Now, it says here advanced, effective, style, title, ethical, assess, capable, executive, contact, and perspective, okay? Once you pause the video, understand these words. Again, this is very good for the speaking part of the test. And it's also very good to understand when it comes to listening, okay? Once you understand these words, what you want to do is you want to go on to question number A. So I want you to pause this video after I tell you what to do, okay? So listen to this audio. Listen to this audio and apologies. Yes, listen to the audio and I want you to finish question number A. It says here actions of ineffective leaders, main ideas and main key phrases. Same as we did in the previous exercise before. Actions of ineffective leaders. Ineffective means they're not very good. Okay? Effective leaders are people that are good. Good leaders. Ineffective are leaders that are not as good. Okay? They don't help other people. They just help themselves. So listen to the audio, find out the first example, the second, third, and talk about the main ideas. Okay? Pause the video now. Listen to the audio. Take your time to understand it. As soon as you understand it, play this video again. And we're going to go on to page number 12. Here, advice for leaders, okay? Again, the same thing I want you to do. After listening to the audio, you're going to do this exercise as well with exercise A, okay? This one's talking about ineffective leaders. This exercise is talking about advice for leaders, okay? Things that they can help you with. Maybe advice, recommendation, okay? Use your notes to answer these following questions. Again, once you finish activity A, you can then answer these questions on 1, 2, and 3. So take your time to understand exercise A, understand the advice for leaders and the ineffective leaders. And then you're going to answer question B yourself, okay? Question number C. This is quite straightforward. Again, it's true and false. This question will go on page number 13. It will go on to page number 14 as well, just at the top there, 5 and 6 there, okay? It says here, read the statement, then listen again. True or false, then correct the false statements. I'll let you correct it yourself, okay? If it's true, then it's all good, but correct it if there's a mistake. Many executives forget the skill that helped them become successful. That answer would be true. A lot of people in the future, when they become managers, CEOs, presidents of a company, they forget the skills that help them become successful. Because eventually, when they get promotions, when they go through life, they forget the main idea of how they became successful. So the answer for number 1 is true. Question number 2, the effective executive must know the difference between power and leadership. The answer is true. Again, take your time to understand this. Question number 3, a study shows that executives respect employees who disagree with them. The answer for this would be false. Most executives respect employees who disagree with them. Not really, because remember, if you're the leader and someone's telling you what to do that isn't a leader, for you, it might be quite disrespectful, okay? On question number 4, it says here, many executives begin to believe they are more powerful than they really are. The answer for this is true. Again, if you're, let's say you own Al Raji, okay, for example. Al Raji, the bank, okay, you're the CEO of Al Raji. You think you might, personally, I'm not saying that the CEO of Al Raji thinks this, but most CEOs think that they are more powerful than what they really are, okay? Remember, when you become a manager, when you become a leader, these are the things that happen, okay? Now, I want you to go on to page number 14. Is it impossible to learn the skill necessary for leadership? Effective leadership. The answer for this is false. Anyone can learn the skills to become a good leader, okay? Question number 6. To become an effective leader, you must view yourself through the eyes of your team members. This is true. Remember, if you want a team to work with you, just like in a football match, you need to understand their problems, okay? If you don't understand them problems, you're not a very good leader. So again, take your time to understand this and then correct the sentences, okay? Question D. Read the advice on leadership, the advice you think the speaker would agree on. There's 3 answers, okay? I'll give you a hint, okay? I'm not going to give you the answer this time. I'm going to give you a hint. There's 3 answers, so you need to tick the 3 answers here, okay? You pause the video, take your time to understand it, and tick the correct boxes. It's only 3 answers, okay? So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any of them, okay? But you have to tick 3 boxes. Read them and understand it. Once you play the video again, it says here, read the examples of decisions made by leaders. Now, write E for effective, and then write I for ineffective. So, question number 1. It says here, effective means a good leader. Ineffective means bad leader. The president of Linear Electronics, James Yo, hires all managers from outside his company. He doesn't believe in promoting existing team members to management positions. I think personally that has to be ineffective. The reason it's ineffective is because if you work for a company, okay, let's say I work for a company, I'm the boss. I have 4 workers that help me in the company, 4 small workers, okay? And there's a manager position, okay? There's a manager position, so there's boss, manager, and workers. There's a manager position open for a job. The 4 people, I think it'd be a good idea to find out in the 4 people who I should promote to the manager. It would be a bad idea if I get someone from a different company, because the people, the 4 workers that you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, they know more about the company than a new person comes in, okay? They have to learn everything like the workers. So wouldn't it be a lot easier to hire the workers? So again, this is I, all right? I want you to do the same for question number 2, all the way up to question number, oh yeah, that's it. So I want you to finish question number 2 to 7 yourself, okay? Write effective for E and ineffective for I. Effective means good leader. I would be a bad leader, okay? Or not very good leader. Okay, you've got the grammar boxes here. Simple, you know the words already. If you don't know the words, pause the video and understand the words. Once you understand the words, you're going to put in the words answers. I'll do number 1 with you very quickly. We need to hire a more capable, number 1 is more capable office assistant. The current assistant doesn't have enough experience and isn't highly skilled. That's the answer for question number 1. Once you finish question number 1, I want you to finish the rest of it yourself, okay? I want you to finish everything yourself and go on to page number 16 once you have finished. Now, this yellow box is the last yellow box of the of this unit of unit 1, okay? The last skill. Yellow box means important. The vocabulary skill. Understand meaning from context. You need, when someone talks about something, you need to understand what it is about, okay? So one way to figure out the meaning of a word is from the context of the sentence it is in. Use the word around the unknown word to help you understand the new word. So, she started as a coat checker at Maggie's place, and after a series of promotion, eventually became general manager. Now, in this sentence, you're going to find out what is it about this person, okay? So, you can tell in the context, it's talking about promotion. I'll tell you why. She started as a coat checker. A coat checker is a very small job, very easy job to do, okay? In Maggie's place. Maggie's place will probably be a restaurant maybe. I think maybe a restaurant or a food place. After a series of promotion means she went from worker to maybe manager, and now she became the general manager. So she's gone through promotions through her life. That is the context of the understanding of the meaning. This is the context, the promotions, okay? The speaker mentioned that Miss Delaney started here, in one position and eventually became general manager. Yes, she started. Her first job was a code checker. And then eventually she became a general manager. It's very good. These words describe making progress in a company over time. You might work for a company and start from the smallest job to the biggest manager job if you put the work in. The context tells you the promotion means receiving a higher position or a more important job. It also helps to consider the presentation as a whole, not just one sentence. Knowing someone will fit in doesn't alleviate other problems. Carly Drum had hired 4 trusted friends to work at her family executive search firm. One of them had great potential but was bringing her personal problems to the office. It was affecting her work. Now, remember what I told you before. If you start working for a company, any problems that you have outside of work, you do not bring them problems inside work. There's a huge difference. The speaker uses several sentences to describe a problem that is developed when Carly Drum hired a friend. Remember, she hired 4 trusted friends. From this context, you may be able to figure out that to alleviate problems means to solve, correct, or remove the problems. What I want you to do is circle this word, please. Alleviate. Alleviate, and then circle solve, correct, and remove the problems. In the context, it's talking about knowing someone will fit in doesn't solve other problems. It doesn't correct other problems. It doesn't remove other problems. Okay? Once you understand this, you can go on to the next bit. Okay? And this is the final page of Unit 1. Okay? Question A. Very simple. Listen, use the context to match each bold word with its definition. Again, this is very simple. You don't even need to listen. In my opinion, you don't need to listen to the audio. You can just answer the questions just looking at the bold words. You got environment, function, resolve, aptitude, and exhibit. Question number 1. The word is environment. A, B, C, D, E. Any of these will go in number 1. I'll help you with just question number 1, okay? Question number 1. Environment, I would say the condition that affects a person's behavior and development. I think the answer for number 1 is B. So number 1 would be B. Again, I want you to pause the video now, okay? Pause the video, use a dictionary, or you want to listen to the audio, that's fine. You can use these words and find out the rest of the meanings, okay? Put these words, put these letters, A, B, C, D, E, into them, okay? Once you finish that, you're going to go on to the last bit of the unit. Question B. Listen to the excerpts from listening 1 and 2, circle the correct answer. So, very simple. You got bold lines, in charge of. You got interaction, enforcing, opposing, and preserve. In charge of, what does it mean? In charge of probably means meeting with, working with, and having responsibility over. In charge of means having responsibility over. That's the answer for number 1, C. Okay? Circle this for me. Okay? Question number 2, interaction. Bang, bang, bang. A, B, C. Number 3, enforcing. A, B, C. Number 4, opposing. A, B, C. And for number 5, A, B, C. Pause the video. Find out the meanings for these words. Okay? And then circle the correct answer. If you don't want to do it that way, that's okay. You can listen to the audio again, okay? And once you finish that, you will have finished Unit 1, okay? So Unit 1, what makes a good leader? I know that was a lot of information. Remember, again, take your time, pause the video, understand it, okay? Remember, this is level 4 now, okay? This is book 4. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult compared to book 1, 2, and 3. These words are a bit more harder, but as soon as you understand the yellow boxes that I talked about, if you take your time to understand these the test will be very simple. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.